Hello everyone and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Bahamut, your caster this evening. On the left hand side we're going to be having gillyShark, and on the right we're going to be having SYK. This is a Division B matchup for the Nexus Gaming Series, and I am excited to bring you this match. A little bit of a circle there. Either way, let's go ahead and get into this. The coin flip was won by SYK. They went ahead and chose first pick. gillySharks then, they have map pick. Banned out Infernal Shrines. Cursed Hollow was then banned out by SYK. Well, Skya Foundry is our first map here, and second map is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. That one was chosen by SYK. So let's go ahead and get into this. The first pick over on the side of SYK. Well, Skya Foundry, it's a map that we often do see a lot of focus on the point control, as well as the team fighting around that. So things like, we often see early bans on Deckard, Garrosh, Malfurion actually a little interesting, because one of the things we don't often see Malfurion banned out or kind of picked up because of the loss of the loss of Ice Block. Yeah, it's not having that is, I wouldn't say quintessential to his kit, but I think that was the way that he was understood to be played. And so when you take that away, it's just like, all right, well, now we have this void, and we can't really utilize this mechanic that we've been basically, I wouldn't say crutching on, but you could walk in, Ice Block, you could walk in, Twilight Dream, Ice Block, and then be fine, and your team capitalizes while you're just taking a little, Ice Nap. So it's just one of those situations where I just don't think he's been kind of flushed out at this point with his current build. Also with the introduction of Sally Whitemane, that's going to be a toss-up into the Nexus as well. And then you have Deckard, you have Stukov, you have Rhaegar, who's still actually, bouncing around a little bit there. You also have the Alexstrasza, which I was actually going to note might be a potential ban here. We're going to have to see, because first pick is going to be going over to SYK. I'm not sure what their priority lies, but that's actually going to be a hammer ban. A hero that we don't see too often. It makes a lot of rounds in professional play, especially in the Eastern region. Korea mostly is huge on the hammer, bringing that over into the West during the mid-season brawl, I believe, and that's when we start seeing so much hammer at this point. But back to this whole draft. The other thing too, I was going to note, no Asmodan ban. Someone we've seen banned out here and there, so I don't know. It's I wonder if we're going to see any prioritization into that, or if no one really cares for it. But we currently have a DC, so we're just going to go ahead and pull this away. As my screen apparently reset and got larger. Huh, that's new. All right, well, I'll have to scale that really quickly. I've never seen that before. Teammate just DC'd. Okay. Let me just go ahead and scale this down real quickly. This is also why it got shorter. Oh, stream labels, what are you doing to me? Like it was perfectly set, and now it's this. All right. I'm just gonna fix this while we are waiting for the last person to load in here. They currently are, so we do have confirmation from the teammates that is going to be happening. Oh, I actually have a really quick. Hold on. Sorry. I just want to get this done really quickly. Event list. Yes. Sorry. I just want to fix this really quickly for everyone. Boom. Done. We nailed it. Just little things that are in the background. Oh, too far. There we go. All right, cool. It's been fixed. Thank you all for being patient with me. As I look over at the HTC, and they currently are in a pause. But yes, thank you all for being here. Thank you for checking out the games. We are currently just waiting for one member to get back in. I believe they had a DC. So we will just do we'll do same picks and such once they get in here. How is everyone doing out in Twitch chat? Thank you all for coming by. Hope you're having a great night. Oh, it's okay. His hamster got tired. Oh, that's good. That's really funny. All right, we got an R. We just need the other ready from the other team, and then we will get going here back into this draft. Do apologize for the small delay. Let them know that we're going. I'll go ahead and get this swapped over, and let's get ourselves back into draft. Welcome back to the Nexus Game. No, I just will. Also, Goonhots, thank you for the auto host. Welcome, everyone. We are getting into this. We had a bit of a DC, so they'll speed through this really quickly. I'm going to get a little bit of tea. And we'll get back into this draft. But some of the things that I wanted to know is it's just, yeah, the changes onto Malfurion, interesting. That it's just the less of the priority, and so I find it odd that they want to first ban it. But, hey, it's one of those situations where I guess they just feel like it's really strong, so if you don't want to deal with it, don't deal with it. All right. But we are going to be getting into these first picks. That was a first pick Rainer, if I remember correctly, on the side of SYK. Yep. And then I think we dropped before we got the picks from gillyShark, so we are back to where we were. Oh, excuse me. It's going to be Decker Kane and Joanna, unless they were just ready for those. But Decker Kane being extremely strong here in the rotational advantage, as well as kind of setting up and prepping the area for the Triglav Protector is huge. Being able to just drop potions and teammates being able to back up and take them as necessary, and the setup that he offers into the team is really powerful as well. I like the synergy with Joanna Deckard at the start. We'll see what the next two are going to be though on the side of SYK. They're going to need. I actually would like to see the main tank and the support. I'm happy about this. No ban onto Asmodan from the gillySharks, and that is a early pickup onto the. I wouldn't say early, but it definitely is something that I'm happy about, and I'll be definitely noting that throughout this game. We are going to be getting a ban onto the Thrall. I don't know if it's a target ban or if it's. I don't know if it's. I don't. Typically, we see Thrall kind of like synergize with the Phoenix as well as Diablo. Earthquake is really good setup, and that's still a great pickup for this map too. I mean, it's still great to fight with that Earthquake on these points. Rainer benefits a lot from that as well. Garrosh can set up, so maybe it's just like it's tactile. They just don't want to deal with that setup and the area of effect from the Earthquake. But a ban onto Cassia, they don't want any blinds onto that Rainer, so he can give him the pepper while this is throughout this entire match. But that's going to be the Orc boy himself. Summero is going to be making their way into this match, and a Blaze for the solo lane. Now, typically we see Asmodan. People are just like, oh, Asmodan's a solo laner. He's not. Like, we're not going to be getting the solo lane here. It's going to be in the rotation between top and mid, trying to get those stacks as quickly as possible. Also, hitting heroes is often the big thing because typically we see a Wrath build. But last two picks, they're going to be needing that solo laner into the Blaze, maybe a Leoric, and then they can also grab Alex Straza for point control. Ooh, okay. This is interesting. Dahaka, I personally don't think Dahaka gets a ton of value on this map. I think that Dahaka is actually kind of weak here, and my reasoning for that is there's not a lot of vents for him to get those brush stalks for those really good flanks, and that's often what you want from a Dahaka. Like, look at Cursed Hollow, for example. There are so many areas where there's every curse, there's a side where Dahaka can come out and flank you in any situation, it feels. So here it's a bit of a tighter game with some of these vents that you can utilize. Now, granted, Dahaka does have great wave clear. It's going to help the Asmodan, but they're really putting a lot of priority into that Jimmy right click to be doing a lot for them on the side of SYK. Though I did not note, the last pick is going to be the Junkrat, so a lot of displacement coming out as well. I do like that. It'll actually be difficult for the Asmodan to stack if they do kind of spread the minions around. I don't know if it affects friendly minions. We'll find out. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it affects friendly minions, though. Minions. Though, between these two teams, just looking at the drafts, I think the late game is going to be really difficult for the members of gillyShark to... If they lose in the late game, it's going to be, I think, a little hard for them to start getting that momentum back in their favor, because Asmodan is a very great late game hero. But at the same time, we did see last night, I do believe, on Cat Peach's stream. No. It was on my stream on Tuesday, I think. Stark on Samuro on this map, just absolutely the macro play is so strong. But let's find out here. Game number 1, on the left-hand side, we're going to be having gillyShark with Jinxie Cat going to be on the Joanna. We'll have Chess Leader going to be on the Junkrat. We'll have Conan going to be on the Blaze. Kyle Tripson going to be on the Decker Kane. And Stark going to be on the Samuro. On the right-hand side, we are going to be having SYK in the red. Zumi's going to be on the Jimmy. I was just like, wait, that's not Blaze? How is that? It's such a big skin. We're going to have Katie is going to be, or Katie is going to be on the Garrosh. We'll have Test Malf on the Rhaegar. Ravelis is going to be on the Azmodan, and in bottom lane, who's on Mom? Is going to be on the Dahaka. Let's go ahead and get into this. These teams just kind of spreading themselves across the map very early here. We do have that Wrath build from Azmodan, so we will be kind of keeping an eye on that as they do get those autos off onto heroes, as well as getting the stacks from the Global Annihilation. Now, in this top lane, Samuro is a great hero for Azmodan to stack into because you can sit there and just get a lot of value into those clones. But the thing is, looks like Stark's going to be denying some of that by just ending that right there, as a little bit of a chase is going to be coming out from Katie. Toss going to be going out on Jinxie Cat, putting that frontliner in the back line, and Stark stepping forward with clones. Rivals is going to get a couple dunks out here, getting a couple more stacks, and we are going to be continue having rotations coming out. Peeking, though, into the bottom lane. Kona going into Who's on Mom. Looks like it's just going to be a pretty even matchup. We don't have anyone stepping too far forward. Kind of, it's a very respectful match. Meanwhile, Stark is going to be going ahead and grabbing the item camp, this Enforcer camp. The fortification camp, excuse me, is going to be grabbed, and picking up these items is the big thing. Like, I'm going to harp on this throughout the game. Getting items on Volskaya Foundry is a huge tool for teams, and they need to make sure that they are constantly picking them up as they can. You can see Stark currently scouting this out. They know that the camp is available. They have Deckard Cain kind of rotating over here just to say, we need someone to pick this up, but they're going to be making this rotation. Stark going to be getting off the camp. It will be ending. Does Koenig step up? It looks like we're actually going to get a brawl potentially over this. Some poke damage coming in from Chessluter. Koenig is looking for the entry. Stark going to be coming up as well. Looking to get into that back line here, as there will be a lot of damage and setup coming out from Deckard Cain. Root going to be going out onto Katie, and this is looking a little dire for the Garrosh, and that will be first kill of the game, going over to the members of gillyShark. They also pick up this camp and drop it. I think Stark actually dropped theirs, and Blaze picked up the one that just ended there. But man, getting that pick right there is very early, and denying some of that experience as well as denying that camp, that's huge for the members of gillyShark. And just now we're going to be seeing Stark rotate around, and this is the big thing, is the Samuro playing the macro game. That is a huge aspect for their composition here. As long as Samuro is able to rotate around, get the value that they're looking for, and just being able to kind of sneak all these camps, this is the way that they can win the game. Now, we'll have to see if they can get these stacks on Azmodan. And I'm not saying that their entire composition hinges on them getting those stacks and, just Azmodan getting to a certain point, but that is a big damage buff for them, and especially on these control points. The faster you get your damage output, the faster you can really force the members of gillyShark out of here, as Stark trying to get out of here, going to be revealed, going to pop the clones, going to step up with the rest of the team. Root going to be going out onto Zoomies here, going to need to get out of there as their main source of damage cannot fall. Going to be having a little bit of repositioning coming out here. Test and Elf going to be finding their way into the back, but that will be another route going out to Zoomies. We do have the Indomitable used on the Garrosh, but that is going to be Who's on Mom falling, as Dahaka is going to be picked off here at the start of this control point phase. It's going to be no percent just yet for the members of gillyShark. Death timers are pretty low. Dahaka does have a burrow too, so they can look for this flank position over here just to go ahead and try and make another entry and contest this. But it's 6-5 currently, or 6-6. Sevens though on the cusp for the members of gillyShark. You can see them utilizing the burrow, or the clear in bottom, just to try and get closer to that. Who's on Mom is going to actually be utilizing the vent on the right hand side to come down here, and it looks like they're just going to let gillySharks have this for now. And the thing is, they needed to go into this way quicker because sevens have been achieved, and it's not like, oh, sevens are achieved and they can't fight, but it's a talent tier advantage. You have that little extra buff to your team. It's not really worth going into. I think they're going to try and make this fight happen, though. Who's on Mom going to be coming through the conveyor belt. The rest of the team stepping up as well. Going to have Dunk going to be going out. Nixie Cat staying on the point to make sure that they hold the contest, but that actually will be Koenig being thrown in, and they will just say, all right, let's keep fighting. Condemn going to be connecting onto so many members. Burrow coming out from Who's on Mom. We have the dive forward from Koenig, and that will be the Rainer being picked off here. Zumi's going to die as well as Who's on Mom on that Dahaka. Katie's trying to get out of here, and it looks like they'll be safe for now, as we will have the first Striglov Protector picked up in favor for the members of gillyShark, and Katie getting this toss here onto Koenig, trying to just get that little extra, just that damage out and trying to get the pick, but it's not going to work. They weaken up the gate here. They're not going to step any farther forward. They're not looking. Okay, they take out the gate, and I was like, I think they're looking for the Garrosh who was hearthing there, but I think he's just out of range of sight. Currently going to have a lot of damage going out, and that is going to be the Yazodam being picked off as well. Sitting at 115 stacks currently. 5 minutes into this game, doing very well on that, but that will be denied for a little bit here, as this 48% Striglov Protector is going to be working its way up in the top, and Stark is actually getting harassed here. Going to be dropping the spray as well. Going to get tossed there, and Garrosh is trying to get their way out of here. Meanwhile, the Striglov Protector is going to be going ahead and burning down this gate, moving on to... Oh no, Garrosh, the cleanse is used. Not going to be dying, but whew, that's close. We currently have 9 to 8 in levels. 10's on the horizon for the members of gillyShark here. And this solo lane, I do gotta say, between these two, I like the respect that's going out, as well as just these members not really playing too aggressive. Once again, members of gillyShark, though, going to go ahead and rotate for the camps. Going to pick up the support camp, prepare themselves for the next zone that will be popping up here, and I believe around the 8-minute mark. And other than that, yeah, they're going to be doing the exact same thing on the side of SYK. They're going to be picking up camps themselves. Stark going to be stepping forward here, going to be walking forward. They don't see the rest of the team, but Tast him off a little bit low, and they actually go ahead and steal this away from 2 people. The respect coming out, they do not want to deal with the Samura's damage there, as it looks like 10s were achieved a while ago, actually, and we will have that Illusion Master. We will have the Bless Shield as well. Going to be having Bunker coming down from the Blaze. Decker Kane's still holding, and we have the Riptide from the Junkrat, as Stark is just chasing past Mouth. Clone's going to be gone, as well as the Minion Wave, and they can't really chase this too far forward here. But I gotta say, Stark on the Samuro is currently just bullying the enemy team and just kind of rotating around and doing whatever they want. Top lane looks like they want to pressure it, but it doesn't have the minion wave that they're looking just to get that. And they leave Tast and Mouth up here. I think they're trying to just de-push their lanes and just soak for 10, but they're making it such a nuisance. Also, Stark finishing that level 1 questing talent. 7 minutes into the game here. We will be having Azmodan at the 141 stack mark, so they shouldn't be too far off. That Black Pool, I'm going to assume, is going to be helping clear out the wave a little bit quicker there, as well as just those autos onto the enemy members that are 75% below health. Support camp not going to be up for another minute and a half. They're going to go ahead and rotate over to their fortification camp, as well as their siege camp. This the siege camp, I think, is going to be picked up in tandem. Yes. Okay. I was just like, are you going to leave? Don't leave your siege camp. It wants to go push in top lane. But at this point, it's just these teams are setting up for the next Striglov Protector here, and they just want to make sure that they have all the items necessary, and they can go ahead and just get a good team fight, because I think that's the big thing in this situation is just finding a good team fight. As they actually get the toss out into Stark. Illusion Master going to be just swapping over, and that is going to be Samuro getting out just fine. Striglov Protector, though, going to be activating in the next 20 seconds. Second one of the game. We often see, so there's actually been 2 strategies that have been developed with Stark getting out there at the last second, that I've seen being developed. Often we'll see teams run straight into bottom and then take down that gate, take down that well, prep themselves for the C position, or you run straight through top lane, you take down a keep, and now you have catapult pressure through the top lane in your favor, while you have the C point going, so you just have that lane naturally pushing out in your favor. But that will be a lot of damage coming out. Chest Looter going to be getting out with that concussion mine. 86 is not looking too good, as Stark will go ahead and finish them off. The Riptide are going to be coming out at this time to try and get the damage out onto Who's on Mom, but I think they burrowed at the last second there. Azmodan also going to be finishing that level 1 questing talent, but that will be the Dahaka falling here with 2 dead. They actually leave the clone on the point. That will start the charge here, and they go ahead and they grab the second support camp, and they haven't even used the first one that they got. So at this point, they're just going to be stacking these up. Samurai going to be leaving another clone on the point. This will be charging its way up here. But the big thing that I want to note is if they can get this on the side of gillyShark, this keep could be under pressure, and then you'll just have the next one in the bottom lane going ahead and getting a lot more value because you'll have consistent catapult pressure in top. But Asmodean and Rhaegar are going to be trying to push up this bottom lane a little bit more. They're going to go ahead and grab the fortification camp. They're just trying to rotate around the map and just go like, all right, we're not going to play into these 13s. This isn't really our fight just yet. We're going to give over the Triglav Protector for now. I don't think they're going to try and fight for the rest of it because I don't think they can make the rotation quick enough. It is just the Samurai. They can scout out that there are a few members in the lane still, but that will be a Triglav Protector in favor for the members of gillyShark. They will be taking this into the bottom lane. That's what it looks like the game plan is here, as they do actually get the root onto the Garrosh. The Indomitable is used. Go ahead and continue to chase him. 86 is taking so much damage here, and that will be the Blaze charge in to confirm the kill. Another kill in favor for gillyShark here. 8-0, 15 to 13. And this Triglav Protector has set its sights in mid lane on this fort. We go ahead and burn down the Rainer's Banshee there. And looks like with this fort falling, I like how they just cycled out their driver, and they just left Junkrat doing damage while Samurai just left the lane, and it was just like, all right, well, I'll go soak for 16. You guys go ahead and do whatever you want, and it looks like they'll go ahead and push through this mid lane, try and get some keep pressure, just take down the gate. The Lornado coming out from Kaimo Chips in there just to zone them away, and it looks like, yeah, they'll be able to rotate into bottom lane, get this gate, and I would expect the well on top of that. There's a huge advantage for taking the well down, and I like this. Silencing or just kind of muting this building so that they can go ahead and get that well. And the reason I'm harping on that is you often see it in Dragonshire as well. Teammates highly prioritizing the top and bottom lane, and if you get past that gate, sneaking the well if you can, it's just because the fact that that sustain is gone. And if you don't have that sustain, you can't stick in the lane for that amount of time while you also have the objective. You have to back to almost a keep range. That's huge. That's huge for the enemy. It's a lot of repositioning advantage as well as some strategic advantage and just allowing them to heal up on top of that. But a lot of damage and CC going out on Jinxie Cat, not going to be getting the kill, as Stark is actually going to be rotating around. Zumi's getting hit by that Lornado a couple times. That will be the clones being popped. The lockdown coming out, won't be connecting. Dunk going to be coming out from the Azania. That will be the taunt onto a couple members, pulling them in. Ancestor healing coming out from the Rhaegar. They will be going ahead and getting the toss into Kaimo Trips in here, but the thing is, the rest of the team steps up with that Indomitable used. They're trying to lock down this Garrosh. It is not working, as Kaimo Tripson actually, they have to drop the healing totem. They actually lose their Garrosh in this situation, as well as the Rainer. They step further up. That will be the Dahaka getting this burrow. The question is, will they be able to get any value from this, as it looks like the Dahaka burrowed into their own death. Some dunks coming out from Azavan, stacking up quite a bit, but that is going to be a 3-for-0 trade. And I didn't look at the timer last time, but I think we're solid like minute and a half off from the next Triglav Protector popping up. But every camp is available, and with 3 dead, it's fairly early in the game, but they can go ahead and take this fortification camp and have this advantage. You'll see Koenig on the right-hand side just scouting this out, also utilizing the oil just to demount anyone trying to come in, as well as just go ahead and get that vision for the friendly team. Meanwhile, they'll go ahead and pick up another support camp. I do believe that they currently have one on Junkrat, so this will be Kaimo Chipson with the Gatling gun. We'll have Chest Looter is going to be having the support pack, and Stark going to be having that as well. Meanwhile, Blaze is going to be working on this ever so just for a little bit here. And they'll be having a turret as well. Though a fight is starting to break out. I don't know if they know where Blaze is. They don't really have their entire team. They're actually working on Garrosh in this situation. The lockdown will be coming out. Going to be connecting onto Rainer. The Lornado going to be repositioning them away from the team. They still get the pick onto the Garrosh at this time. Bless Shield going to be coming out as well. Zumi's in a little bit of a bad spot. That blind is going to be there. They get the lockdown. Oh, they still get the lockdown onto the Asmodean, who did get knocked away with the concussion mine. But it is currently going to be the Asmodean sitting at 372 stacks, really working their way up there. And that's, you can see that the damage is really starting to chunk when they get those global annihilations out onto a big group of the gillySharks, because they are stacking up a little bit. They are going to be getting hit by those dunks from Asmodean here and there, because they're just kind of grouping up together in a lot of these lane pushes. So it's one of those things that it's kind of hard to avoid in this situation. You get a lot of funneling coming through these lanes, as well as especially people standing on the points and just kind of prepping. But currently going to be having the top lane is they're looking for this quick amount of experience in the top here, and this is their best bet. Also deep pushing, this is also a good option here. Stark going to be stepping up. They don't have the rest of the team, but is going to be chasing so many members away. Currently going to have the Riptire coming out from Junkrat, looking for that angle onto one of the members. Burrow going to be coming out. It will be actually ended by the Garrosh, who got the stun onto Chess Leader, but that is going to be a huge fight in the top lane. Lockdown coming out from Kymo Tripson, not in the best fight. That will be the Rainer falling, as well as the Garrosh, who's on Mom. He's going to go ahead and pop the adaptation, but it won't be enough as they get popped, and that's going to be going to get the slow test. Malv should be fine. We currently have Asmodan in this top area hearthing back. That is a nice, smart, safe play. But here's the thing. They rotate Samuro down. They're just going to go ahead and have him get onto the point. The rest of the team, they're going to create catapult pressure in top lane. This will also grab them 20s. Asmodan going to be finishing out that questing talent at this time, and really the only big thing that they can look for is not staggering death. Now, Ravelis is going to be having a lot of health on this Asmodan. You can see the chunking, even to a Blaze, taking them down to about half health. It's huge. They can just find that little extra on top of that. That is exactly what they need here. But 16s to 20. Triggerlock Protector slowly starting to charge up in favor for the members of gillyShark here, sitting at about 50%. Going to go ahead and grab the fortification camp. Who's on Mom? Maybe looking to scout this out, but it won't be quick enough. Gonna have to back off, but that will be the tunneling claws coming out. They go ahead and actually Blaze not connecting with the stun there. Bless Shield, or excuse me, the blind's gonna be coming out from Joanna. A lot of them setting up in this bush. They're going to be able to catch the Garrosh out of position. Will that be the Indomitable? Yes, and they actually burn the Lornado trying to get them, but that is a double cleanse on to Katie, and they get a lot of damage out here. The Bless Shield going to be coming out as well. They find Zoomies, actually not just yet, but they found the Garrosh as well as the Asmodan. Rainer will be falling here. The Riptire is going to be coming out, looking to get two with this for that cooldown, or excuse me, didn't go for the cooldown reduction, but that will be the root going out onto the Dahaka, trying to burn through that adaptation. It's not going to be getting them too much here, as the Triggerlock Protector is going to be walking up as well. Who's on Mom is able to get out alive, and the thing is, top lane has no keep. They walk right past that mid lane, and they set their sights on the core. With 3 dead, don't know what the defense could be here for the members of SYK, so it looks like at this time we will be having the members of gillyShark taking game number 1 here. The Lornado to zone them out, but that will be game number 1 going over to gillyShark's. GG. Well played. Right there.
Tomb of the Spider Queen.
But let's go ahead and get into this. On the left-hand side, we have gillyShark up 1 game. On the right, we have SYK. To catch everyone up who might have missed it, the bans for the map. Coin flip was won by SYK. They went for first pick for game number 1. That gave map priority over to gillyShark. They banned out Infernal Shrines. SYK banned out Cursed Hollow. Map number 2, chosen by SYK, is Tomb of the Spider Queen, and map number 1 was Volskaya. Now that you're all caught up, the big question of this match, do we get the ban onto Samuro? It's another map where I do think he does get the value, and we're going to be seeing a ban onto Kael'thas because they're like, you could pick up the Asmodan, but we're going to deny you wave clear. They could be also banning out the Asmodan too. This is a very strong map for it. But they get rid of the Deckard. They don't want those zoning routes. Deckard was actually next to near impossible. Yeah, that's like 2 people on this map that I would ban out. Yes, I absolutely agree with these bans so far from gillyShark. But the Deckard Kane, I gotta say, Kymo Tripson got flipped, thrown away, displaced, and still lived throughout that entire game 1. SYK Blanket, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Glad to see you cheering for your friends. Thank you. I always love that. Like it never ceases to amaze me. Like when people cheer for their friends on teams and stuff like that. That's just so cool. But we will be getting a Yrel banned out here. They do not want to deal with her in that solo lane. What do we get for the first pick? Joanna? Okay. We're going to be getting the Joanna pick from gillyShark. So I wouldn't say like a standard for them, but it's a tank that we often see come out from them. What do we get though first pick on the side of SYK? They don't have the Asmodan. Do they go into like some sort of specialist wave clear again? I want to say the first pick was... Oh, okay. So we're going to be seeing a high priority onto Jaina and Thrall, but that will be the Samuro actually coming out. They'll be playing that once again. We'll have to see how that works out for the members of gillyShark on this map as well. Last pick, or pick before we go into the ban phase. They could pick up their healer, and I think it would be a little hard for them to kind of target down some things, but I like this still. The Blaze was really strong in the last game. Solo lane kind of needs to be controlled. But the thing is, all right, so we've got Diablo and Phoenix. We have that combination that we often see everywhere, which is the Lightning Breath and Purification Salvo. It gets a lot of synergy. The big question is, will they try and grab some other things on top of that? Some things like Stukov, Jaina, Brawl. A lot of slows from those heroes, but this next pick, or this next ban, excuse me, is going to be Malfurion. They don't want to deal with that again. And I know I think Kaimo Tripson's played a lot of Malfurion in the past, but it's since Deckard came out, I think there's been a higher priority into the Deckard for them. But both those being taken away here, I'm not too sure. And they also went ahead and banned out that Thrall. As I noted, Earthquake and the Purification Salvo have a lot of synergy on top of the Diablo Lightning Breath. So I don't deny that at all. Kagekiri, what is up? Thanks for coming by. Oh, these next two picks, though. I still like the idea of a Jaina and a Stukov, actually. Ragnaros for the solo lane. Lucio for the speed boost in between the rotations. Oh my god, are we going to see reverse amp? Doesn't reverse amp slow? Yes, reverse amp slows. Oh my god, is this a reverse amp game? Are we just going to get double support? Because, like, that's semi-plausible? I've been casting for over a year now. I was actually thinking about this earlier today. Like, I think I've done, like, over 100 games easily at this point, and I've never casted a reverse amp game. I don't know why I was thinking about that earlier, but it was just like, huh, yeah, that's kind of odd. What do we get for this last pick, though? It's going to be Tychus. It's about time. I guess they do have... The Joanne and the Blaze can be kind of shredded a bit by the Tychus. Oh, and actually, I'm just noticing who's on what, and I'm like, okay, I like this. There's some change-ups here. This is interesting. A lot of change-ups, actually. Holy crap. The entire team is like playing a different... Oh, wait. Hold on. We're swapping. Everyone's swapped now. No, it's weird. Either way, that's an interesting lineup. Typically, we see a lot of the teams just, you've got this person plays this, this is their solo laner, this is their support. Seen a little bit of flex coming out from SYK, so we'll have to see if this is the adjustment they needed to make from game 1 to game 2. Maybe they got some more comfort picks. They feel a little bit safer on this is also their map choice. I don't know, like Ragnaros here, I said it last night on Cat Peach's stream, and I'll say it again here. Ragnaros on Team of Spider Queen and on really any push control map, I think this is a great hero. But let's go ahead and find out what is going to be happening in this game number 2. gillyShark on the left-hand side, up 1 game. Let's see if they can take the second, with Kona going to be on the Blaze, Kaimo Tripson going to be on the Stukov, we'll have Jinxie Cat on the Joanna, Chesslooter going to be on that Junkrat, and Stark going to be on the Samuro once again. And on the right, seeing if they can even the matches out 1-1, we will have SYK with Who's on Mom on the Diablo, Tastamalf going to be on the Phoenix, we'll have Revolus going to be on the Tychus, Katie is going to be on the Ragnaros, and Zoomies zooming away on the Lucio. Sarlif, what's up? Thanks for coming by and checking out the games. But the one thing, so this is the one thing I was going to note. Who's on Mom? That was the solo laner in the last game. Tastamalf, that was their Rhaegar in the last game. Zoomies was their Rainer. Like, all of these heroes are kind of playing a different, or all these players are playing a different kind of role at this point. It's really interesting. I like the flex coming out from them. Let's see if this is the adjustment they just need to make. Stark going to be stepping up on that Samuro once again on Who's on Mom, but the thing is, this Diablo is beefy enough. It's not going to be that big of a deal. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Katie's going to be laning into Koenig here, and they're just going to go ahead and pick up a few of the gems. They actually start to back off. Joanna may be stepping down looking for the assist on that, but it's not going to be happening. And actually, Koenig going to be getting pushed in a little bit here. Yo, Moist Weenus, thank you so much for the raid, my friend. Welcome everyone from his stream. We are currently in our second game between gillyShark and SYK. Team of Spider Queen is the map, obviously. Welcome everyone. Glad to have you here. Let's get into this, as we are going to be having actually Samuro's going to be sneaking down this bottom lane, probably to grab the Siege Giants, while Blaze will be bothering Ragnaros. Maybe I thought they were going for the jet propulsion. I was like, wait, what? Okay, never mind. Not going to be stepping out too far, but we will have rotations coming out once again from the members of gillyShark as well as SYK between these lanes, looking for the gems, looking for those levels, and this is pretty much just going to be the standard here at the start of this game. The one thing I will note is that Katie is going to be walking down into this onto this camp, and actually no punishment from it. That's actually kind of interesting. I was expecting the jet propulsion to come out from Blaze to go ahead and lock them down and then have them jump right onto them, but they don't do it. They go ahead, they just grab the camp, and they'll continue to pressure bottom lane as we have Samuro going to be sneaking away here onto this bruiser camp, going to be grabbing that. We'll have the mid lane pushed in a little bit here, but overall it's going to be held over fairly fine between the two teams. No major losses at this point in the game, or at the start of this game, really, and then neither of the structures really taking too much. Mid lane, or excuse me, top lane's taking a little bit to the gate, but it's not that big of a deal. Just peeking back over to Samuro is going to be finishing up this camp eventually. The other thing to note is they could rotate onto this camp soon. Typically we see teams try and time it out with their first web weavers. They are a little far off, so I guess that won't be the rotation, but we currently just have these clears coming out from both teams, looking for those gems, looking for that experience. A little bit of an advantage, though, on the side of gillyShark here. They're going to be playing those lanes a little bit better than the enemy team. Looks like they might have missed out on like a lane or two. I mean, it's barely. I mean, we're talking like 500 difference in experience between the two teams, as they do have their bruiser camp still in the way. It will be burned down by this fort, but the thing is, the fort itself is going to be taking a bit of damage. 42 gems on both teams. This is a very, very even match here. As we get into this, I absolutely love the plays coming from both teams. It's a lot more, I would say they're playing a lot, not safer, but a little bit slower on the side of SYK. I think the aggression, they're just like, all right, you know, that first one we couldn't push into them as hard as we did. Let's go ahead and kind of adjust that for game number 2 here, and I think they're doing a phenomenal job of that. The big thing is just, can they keep in experience as well as, oh, Jinxie Cat getting repositioned here, getting body blocked. A lot of good coming out from this, but the concussion mine won't be enough. Stukov won't be getting the heal, and the first kill going over in favor for the members of SYK, and I like this. This is what I was talking about. This is the patience that they needed. Gives them a little extra experience. They evened it out at this point. This will continue to be the eternal battle in bottom lane, as actually Katie going to be getting pushed back by the Blaze. Lane fairly pushed out, so they're going to go ahead and have some easy time to go ahead with Hearth and get back into lane. Don't think they're going to be missing out on any massive experience, but we do have Tast and Melf going to be rotating down here, making sure they don't miss that. And this is the big thing that I want to harp on here. While we are looking at turn and phase for both teams, is early game experience. Early game experience is absolutely huge for these matches, because once you get a little bit of a snowball, you get a web weaver turn in, and it can go south very quickly. But 6-6, 7's on the horizon for both teams. Turn in available for both as well. Stark looking for that turn in, gonna have to split into the clones here. And it looks like Ragnaros and team are going to be clearing out the top lane. Mid lane has been pushed up quite a bit by the members of gillySharks. SYK going to be watching these turn-ins. They could just rotate right into the bottom lane and potentially get the turn-in there for either team, to be honest. No one's really watching. Actually, that's a lie. Jinxie Cat just went through, I do believe. But Katie's actually going to be trying to do the thing I was just saying, as it will be scouted out here. Shield Glare coming out to deny that turn-in. 23 gems on this Ragnaros. They need that turn-in. Currently beginning having quite a few members in this mid lane. Phoenix going to go for that turn-in at this time. It's only 11, but still, it's 11. They only need 3 at this point, and that is a lot more available number for these members. And I think this could be first turn-in for the members of SYK. Reveal coming out onto Stark, but they will step back up. Zumi's looking for it, but they don't get the interrupt in time, and that will be the first web weaver phase in favor for SYK. They have 4 members in top. It looks like they're going to stay up here and push into the boss lane. This is often what we see teams do, and it's a strong play. You can go ahead and late game stagger that boss with web weavers and potentially push into a keep, as everything I just said is moot because they rotate into mid. They go ahead and grab the experience down here. At least Diablo is, and some indecisiveness coming out from SYK. It looks like they do go ahead and push into the top lane. Ragnaros is actually going to go ahead and pop the Molten Core to push with the bottom lane web weaver. This is it's a little unorthodox, mostly because of the fact that we see it in a defensive manner. Granted, yeah, into the Blaze, you weren't going to get a ton here, but they are being able to poke down Stark, slow down their rotations. Ragnaros will also be going ahead and finishing out that level 1 questing talent, and looking at about halfway, 7 out of the 15 stacks for the shield at level 4, which I do not know off the top of my head. Catching fire. We have this little bit of a brawl here. Actually, nice overpower onto Stark. No clone to jump to or anything. Currently have a disengagement for both teams as Jinxie Cat steps up a little bit here. But that will be Web Weavers available for turn-in for the members of gillyShark. They don't need too much on the side of SYK, so we'll have to see if they try and prioritize these turn-in areas as well as try and deny any sort of turn-in. It's going to be the big play in this situation. As I drink tea, we see Diablo going to be falling here, losing all those souls. Sorry about that. I need to get a big old chug of tea. I'm going to assume there was a concussion mine over the wall and Diablo got in a bad spot. We do have Ragnaros actually going to go ahead and try and grab this camp, and actually it should be able to do it just fine. No member is going to be sniffing this out, but now that the Web Weaver phase has happened, they can see on the minimap that this is here. You see the pinks coming out. Ragnaros is like, I'm out of here. I have 28 gems. Blaze going to be trying to come in here, and the camp disappears at the last second. 86 making a smart decision to back off at this time, pulling from the Joanna. They look for some damage here. No concussion mine up from the Junkrat, looking for that displacement, but 29 gems. They were threatening that, and they were like, do you want to lose these, or do you want to back off? Molten Core should be off cooldown, if I'm not mistaken, or at least close to off cooldown. 17 seconds on that. Please go away. Alright. That will be bottom lane cleared out by this Web Weaver. They actually take the aggressive rotation? Yes. They're looking for a flank, I think, here. That's what it looks like, as they're going to be making their way into mid. Not the whole team, though, going to be jumping in on this. They're going to kind of trickle into this lane. Bottom lane, extremely healthy. I'm wondering if they would have gotten a little bit more value just sticking into the bottom lane and pushing with this onto the keep front gate. Now, granted, it is very far forward, but it's a little risky. We actually, just to note a couple things, we don't get the reverse amp. I was hoping and dreaming, but it won't be happening. We don't actually have Lava Wave, though, from Ragnaros. That's a big thing that I wanted to note here is that's a huge amount of value to be able to clear out and de-push lanes, especially on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Like, bottom lane could be cleared out with the hit of an R, and then you can go and also deny this Web Weaver turn in back-to-back phase from gillyShark. As they're going to get the majority of their gems turned into the top, they're not going to be able to sniff this out. I think they're trying to do it themselves, but Chess Leader will continue to deny this. AD is looking for it. They don't get the odd. Okay, there's the mine. We'll keep an eye on that here and there, but this is a brawl going to be breaking out in the mid lane here. Kona going to get the Jet Propulsion out. That will be the Purification Salvo coming out. That also will be the Apocalypse. The Tychus will be popping the Commandeer Odin. And at this point, no big synergies coming out with that. Oh, but the Break It Down is used combo trips and so low here. That will be a dead Stukov. So they don't get many synergies, but they definitely get the kill onto the support. No Web Weaver turn in phase for the members of gillyShark, as Zoomies is going to be getting killed as well, so both supports going to be taking out this fight. Diablo stepping forward here. That will be Samuro finishing that level 1 questing talent, but Koenig is going to be falling as well. No bunker available as it was used in that earlier portion of the fight. And I gotta say, Tychus getting the value they were looking for here. Getting so much damage out onto that enemy team during that team fight. That's the play you want to look for. Now, with the Blaze still dead, they could look for a turn in here, but it looks like they want to continue to poke at this. Chess Leader going to be doing a great job of that, but that will be 43 gems going in off that Ragnaros. They try to get the Shield Glare at the last second to deny it, but that's got to feel so good, just getting all of those, just like, huh, I don't have to play with 43 gems anymore. But even then, they were 2 gems away on the side of SYK. They'll actually be getting the turn in on the side of gillyShark here. So back-to-back Web Weaver phase, but there is a little bit of delay between these phases as Junkrat will be getting out of here as quickly as possible. Doesn't want to get picked off by the enemy team. Meanwhile, though, a little bit of a brawl between Katie and Stark. Yo, Moist Venus, thank you so much for the bits. I will send that once we get out of this match here, as Katie is going to be targeted. The Jet Propulsion comes out, does not connect. Molten Core is used. There is... I was thinking that they were going to be getting out with the Molten Core. They would have the swing, and it would at least push them back. Maybe they could get out of there, but unfortunately that will be the Ragnaros falling as this Web Weaver phase pushing into mid fairly strong. Top lane was cleared out, not getting a ton of value, but this mid lane is looking pretty healthy and it's pretty stacked up. As they move forward, they get the Condemn actually onto a couple of people. Blaze going to get the charge in. That is a lot of damage coming out the root, as well as the Silence. A Riptire rips them apart, and that will be the Tychus going down here. They move in on the lane. Zoomies is a little bit low, going to have to tap the well. We currently have Samuro going to be backing off and just pushing into another lane to continue to keep that experience soak higher. Ragnaros is going to pop the Molten Core, and they just walk right out of here. Chest Looter really low, going to be getting healed up just fine. Oh. I was just like, the stray bomb. Does the stray bomb get them? And yes, the stray bomb ended up getting the kill onto the Lucio. Bottom lane still being pushed out. Really, really strong push for the members of gillyShark here. They get the mid lane fort. They'll go ahead and send Stark over to the boss as they open up top a little bit more, and the rest of the team will be joining in. I don't think they can contest this, especially with their Lucio down for the next 4 seconds. They won't be able to make the rotation either, so they go ahead and they'll be grabbing the camp in the bottom right-hand corner. This Bruiser camp will be pushing out mid lane. They can go ahead and sneak one of the members for a turn-in if they want to, but I think they're a little bit too afraid as they... Actually, I should have gone for the quick turn-in. They only need 10 gems on the side of gillyShark. Now it gives them the opportunity to go ahead and potentially get a Web Weaver phase off of this as well. They basically need like 4 lanes of minions, not even. It's like 3.3 repeating lanes of minions. But currently going to have the boss being cleared out in this top lane. No Web Weaver return in phase for the members of SYK. Going to get the clear onto this camp, as well as I think the remaining gems they need. They only need 2 at this point, or 1. And then, yeah, I just expect this to be another turn-in phase. They have most of this on Koning. Stark going to be finishing out this bottom lane, gets the 1 gem necessary. Now, will they be able to deny the top lane as we have this Sapphire Smash coming out, as well as the... Oh my god, Kaimo Trips are going to be getting so low and actually going to be falling. The Pushtel was not enough for the heal. I love the Apocalypse into that. That was such a strong play, but the thing is, with the Stukov dead, they still get the Webby return in phase, but I don't think this is going to be a very, very big push for them on the side of gillyShark. I think they just rotate into bottom and say, this is the most stacked up lane, let's try for it. If they can get 16, maybe that's where they're just like, all right, well, that will kind of make up for not having a support, but they need to play this safe. They actually don't have Bunker, excuse me. They've got Riptire, and Samuro has some Illusion Mastery, and that's really about it. Gonna get some dismounts here. Jinxie Cat gonna get the blinds out. Stark gonna be in this bush, gonna split off into clones. Meanwhile, though, Webweaver in bottom lane getting a lot of value while they're chasing this team around. Blaze not in the best spot, gonna get booped back by the Lucio. Gonna have to pop the Pyromania, not in a good spot, getting body blocked, and I don't think this is going to be Kong living here. 8 seconds on the bunker, and that is the Blaze gonna be getting popped there, and bottom lane will be getting cleared out before it gets the keep. Junkrat trying to push in a little bit with those grenades, just getting a little bit of extra poke damage in, but they make a rotation top. They did lose one, they staggered that death, but the thing is, top lane did get a lot of value here as they do make a quick rotation, but they're going to open this up, stacked up the lane quite a bit on top of that. This is where I was talking about, like Lava Wave, clear out your top lane, done. Or your bottom, and then they could have cleared top. So it's just little things like that. The Sapphire Smash, yes, it is getting that single target lockdown that they're looking for, and then they kind of have to turtle up a little bit on the side of gillyShark, but at the same time, they're down a member. You can see the rotations that are coming out. They just rotate into bottom lane. They're going to continue to push up the lanes and just macro pressure them throughout this entire game. I really got to say the plays from gillyShark here are so strong in this game, but 16s will be achieved from the members of SYK. They've got a turn-in available. They only need 2 gems. And that's pretty much any one of the members on the team can go ahead and get a turn-in at this point. Yeah, actually, any member on the team. So they can just go into 2 lanes and just try and split up and do this. But 17 to 16, they don't want to be giving that over anytime soon. And it looks like Diablo will be going ahead and getting this turn-in. Jinxie Cat won't get the shield glare in time. So that is a Webweaver phase for the members of SYK. Bottom lane's pushed out a little bit. Oh, they're looking for that camp, and it doesn't look like they'll be able to get there in time, but they will get the Shadow Charge out. That will be the Apocalypse coming out as well. There's the Purification Salvo coming out. The knockback from the Junkrat. There is also the huge Sapphire Smash on the Chest Leader, but no kill just yet. They're going to be able to back out of there. Zoomies is a little bit low. Going to have to wall ride to their safety, but that Samuro will be confirming the kill. Webweaver phases have descended, but the thing is, they're fairly far back. The Riptide are going to be hopping over the wall and getting the kill onto the Ragnaros. They get a second kill. Who's on Mom is getting really low here and is sitting on 50 gems. The big question is, that is souls. That's all the souls gone, and they are going for more. They want to get all the kills that they possibly can. They want to deny this entire Webweaver phase of ever existing, and I think that's going to happen here on the side of gillyShark, as it looks like they will be approaching the gates, but I think that's really all they're beginning. This top lane isn't going to be getting the fort, I do believe, yeah. 16-minute Webweaver phase, it's not going to be the strongest thing on Earth. Meanwhile, though, mid lane's actually got pressure going out, and Who's on Mom is really low here. This is actually the thing that we see most Diablos do, is they end up dying. Oh, the swap on the clone with just a couple hundred health. They really wanted that Diablo kill, but Stark will not be able to confirm it. That will be the Webweaver phase ending, and I lied to you all. Top lane will be picked up by that Webweaver. And now we're in that interesting late game period of Tomb of the Spider Queen who gets to gems first or who wipes the other team first, and then goes for boss. 26 seconds on boss. Amp going to be picked up for the mid lane. Bruises available in bottom. 19 to 17, 8 to 5 in kills. Oof. It looks like the members of gillyShark, they're just going to go ahead and say, you know what, let's get everything in. And I think they're going to be looking for a fight. They've got no gems to lose at that point. They can play really aggressive. Granted, you know, the economy isn't the biggest thing for them, but it's 50 out of the 65 necessary. Gamp in the bottom lane is going to be picked up by the entire team. They are going to be rotating as 5. They don't want to stagger a death here and push them into 20s any quicker on the side of SYK. But I like that play here. They're going to be boosting forward and just trying to make these rotations and catch up in experience, but Stark just leaving the clone in this top lane, going to be doing some work. They rotate onto boss to check it. Do they go for it? That's the big question. No rush onto the boss. Laser's showing in bottom lane, so they might be able to go for it then. Turn it available for gillyShark here in like 2 waves. Yeah, 2 waves they'll have turn in. They're looking for Cone here. Getting repositioned. They have Bunker. They can delay this out. That will be popping out at this time. The rest of the team will be rotating down as quickly as they can. Condemned to be pulling in a bunch of members here. So many are low. That will be the jet propulsion in. That is also going to be the Apocalypse coming out as well. They try and pop the Tychus, come to your own, but it's not going to be enough as Ragnaros is going to be falling as well as the Lucio. We do lose the Blaze in this situation, but Phoenix will be falling as well. Currently have Who's on Mama alive. The Tychus is going to be falling as well, trying to get some more damage out, and that is going to be the Diablo falling on oh, the massive shove going to be missing. The Fire Stomp going to be getting the extra heal, but Stark steps up and gets the kill. That is going to be an entire team wipe. We'll have boss available, and this is the win condition that you often see. You see someone tag the boss, and then they go for the turn-in on top of that. 14 gems going to be turned in from Jinxie Cat. We have no clones available. Okay, so they're just going to go ahead straight for the boss, and they'll just get Web Weavers as it is finished up, I do believe. Stark has the last gem, or Kymo Trips, and we'll see that in just a second here as members from the side of SYK will be popping up in a few seconds here. They'll be getting ready for a big defense. Ragnaros should have the Molten Core at this time. Yeah, that is available for them. We need to get rid of our UI because backspace doesn't work anymore apparently. So we'll just wait for that minion to die in that lane and then we'll get rid of that. But either way, we currently have boss pushing down the lane. We have Web Weavers descending on top of that, and this is often something I was noting. This is often like the push for the end that we see teams go for. Keep is still available, but it's 20 to about 19. Molten Core should be popped fairly soon. They should maybe look for the interrupt on it. Kymo Trips may be holding the lurking arm. That is going to be the Molten Core popped. Web Weavers will be descending into the lane at this time. The boss is at about half health, just falling below at this time, but the Web Weavers have fallen in the lane. Molten Core has ended at this time. They're actually going to rotate into mid. They want to get all the lane pressure possible. The boss with the Web Weaver is going to be pushing into top. That should confirm the keep. Actually, no, they'll get the burn onto that really quickly. But mid lane. Mid lane's got a fairly strong Web Weaver. They go ahead and confirm that. Some hearts coming out from the Samuro clone, I do believe, but overall it's going to be a push potentially onto the core. Top lane keep is just low. Bottom lane is going to be falling at this time. 21 to 19. They've got the heroic advantage. These Storm Talonteers, that will be the Apocalypse coming out from the Diablo. Purification Salvo on top of that. They're getting a lot of damage out here. The Sound's coming out. That will also be the huge Sulfur Smash. They get the kill onto Stukov at this time, but they trade out the Phoenix. The core is starting to take a lot of damage. Will they be able to end it on the side of gillyShark here? Chest Looter getting a little bit low. Some of the clones are attacking the core. They swap over to Lucio at this time. They're looking for the kill onto them, and this might be... Yeah, this is going to be it, as Chest Looter confirms it. That is going to be game number 2 going over to gillyShark. GG. Well played.